So, it's the 5-year anniversary of me playing Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
Wait, no way!
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm very old now. And it is also the 5-year anniversary of the first fan film we've ever made, which is Spider-Man Chapter 1, aka Spider-Man One More Day. I guess the more popular title is One More Day. I had some trouble with my old account, so I had to re-upload it. Honestly, I'm surprised that so many of you watch these dumb videos and, you know, enjoy them, because I love making them. Let's talk about Spider-Man Chapter 1, aka Spider-Man One More Day. So that stars me as Peter Parker and a bunch of other characters, MAGUIRE and General Garfield. In hindsight, I should have gotten more people to play in those short films, or I should have just condensed the number of characters that are in it. Anyway, I learned that lesson later on in life. We start with Norman Osborn. He finds a letter.
The hospital bill. Hand it over to me.
And his son's condition is progressively getting worse. So he calls Dr. Octavius.
Octavius, my son is dying.
Yeah, most of the Norman Osborn scenes were done, I think, on the same day. So we cut to Peter Parker. Definitely not inspired by the Insomniac game. So in the original cut, that's where things deviate massively. Actually, they deviate before that with the title sequence, because the original didn't have a title sequence. So I had this like Into the Spider-Verse like intro.
I'll do this for one very last time. My name is Peter Benjamin Parker. I was bitten as an anti-altered spider. And for the last 3 months, I've been the one and only Spider-Man.
If you watch the original video, it's still intact. I'll put the link in the description. Pete goes downstairs, basically catches up with Norman Osborn and Harry. For some reason, I had this forced thing where Norman approves more of Pete than Harry.
Woke up late?
Yeah.
Don't worry, SWAT and Chief of Men tend to be late.
I guess you could say that Norman is trying to replace Harry with Pete, and that's why he's gassing him up. Blah blah blah, the two boys walk to school, and yeah, some forced, funny dialogue. You can hear one of my friends laughing in the background when he's recording.
What type of job do you want?
You're still doing photography.
Yeah, I should have gotten another take, but we ran out of time, as is a common theme with my short films, because I'm an impatient little bitch. Eventually a robbery breaks loose out of nowhere, and Pete's like, oh, I gotta suit up, and he goes. Harry's like, Peter! Peter! Which was a meme in my school, by the way.
Peter! Peter! Peter!
So Spider-Man comes, webs a bunch of dudes.
Hey yo, what the f?
And there are some changes in the One More Day cut. So in the One More Day cut, I try some shitty web effects. And in the Chapter 1 cut, I don't. We cut to Oscorp Tower, where Norman Osborn is catching up with Octavius.
We actually haven't tested it yet, so.
Well, Victor Parker, didn't it?
The typical cure, magic cure, sci-fi shit that happens in every sci-fi movie. Pete comes late to school, your grades suck, blah 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 blah. Typical Spider-Man problems. Oh, this is funny. When Pete meets back with Harry, that scene. So basically we shot the scene. Everything was fine. Until I went to go edit the scene. Then I realized you can't hear anything, because the wind for some reason was acting up that day, and just up the entire audio. My friend Belal and I, we dubbed over our lines in the way possible.
Come on, man. I'm sorry.
Don't touch me, go away.
I swear I'm sorry I ditched you.
Why did you ditch me? Why?
And then there's this awkward transition to Oscorp Tower, and then Norman freaks the out because another character that I play, General Garfield, is being a He's like,
no, I will not give you any funding. Good day.
And then Norman's like, I'm gonna use myself as a guinea pig. So Norman grabs the serum, he's like, he's full tweaking, he like loses his and then, you know, kills Olivia Octavius.
My name is Green Goblin.
I'm pretty sure I pissed off a bunch of Dr. Octopus fans, like myself. Truth is, I couldn't do Doc Ock, and I knew that back then. I had plans of bringing Doc Ock back, but they never really worked out, because Doc Ock is a very difficult character to bring to life, and on a low budget, it would look ridiculous. It just wouldn't have worked in any way. Maybe Doc Ock will come back in the future, I'm just saying. If anyone even gives a what the who even watches these videos? So Doc Ock dies, Green Goblin's like, ha 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 ha, and cut to black. Pete and Harry hang out again, and then a little Flash Thompson reference, which is supposed to tease the second movie where he comes back. So Pete gets a notification that there's some shit going on at some gala where General Garfield is. He swings by. And then we have another scene that was clowned on by everyone at my school.
Whoa, whoa, take the chill pill.
As like someone's getting brutally murdered. So Pete gets the shit kicked out of him. He's like, oh my god, the Goblin, he knows I'm Peter Parker. And then he's like, oh, I gotta check on Norman Osborn and Harry, see if they're still okay. And then he swings there. So Spidey's like, oh my god, where is everybody, blah blah blah, this and that. And then he just webs the cop in the face and runs away. Then Harry's like, man, f you. And then goes upstairs. Norman is like being suspiciously weird. He's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on, Pete. Oh, I forgot everything. But we, you know, he's Green Goblin. He's like, oh, Pete, what's going on? And he's like, oh my god, Mr. Osborn, are you okay? Pete leaves, and then Norman's like, f you, Spider-Man. We transition to Norman being fucking drunk as f. I guess he just woke up from a hangover. He gets up. He's like, I'm gonna make myself a coffee. And then he just hears like cackling. Also, P.S. with that coffee scene, I don't know why it's that long. And then he somehow finds like a hidden thing where Goblin stashed all the gear, which looks like a hole. I don't know what I was thinking. He realizes, oh my god, I am tweaking. I am Green Goblin. Peter Parker. All these other people. And then he's like, you know what? Let's kill Peter Parker. And then, you know, the next day he blows the out of Peter Parker.
Hey yo, what the
And look, I'm kind of proud of the way it turns out, because we start with a green screen shot, Pete lands, and then boom, and then we cut to me getting, like, jumping and falling onto grass, and my suit's like in tatters, and then I get the kicked out of myself. Harry out of nowhere shows up, he's like, oh, is that Pete's bag? And then I was trying to reference the Ned Leeds scene in Homecoming. Goblin off, and then we get the big exposition scene of what the hell's going on. Yeah, so Harry apparently has this condition that comes and goes. He's dying, his mom died of it, and that's why Norman's kind of like antsy to make the cure work, but it didn't work. Pete's like, oh my god, holy shit, that's pretty f***ed up, and then somehow comes to the conclusion that Norman Osborn is a Green Goblin, which doesn't make any f***ing sense, so he goes back to Osborn Manor. Norman's like, oh, it's time. He's like, the spider that bit you was supposed to be for Harry, you son of a bitch. And then Pete's like, oh, what the f***? It sucks, it ruined my life. And then Norman's like, you son of a bitch, and, you know, beats the shit out of him. And it's actually probably the best fight in the movie. So Pete gets the upper hand. Norman's like, oh no, it's me, dude. I swear it's me. I swear on your family's grave. And Pete's like, what the f*** are you saying to me? Harry, for no reason, he's like, oh my god, Pete! And then the f***ing glider kills him. Where was Pete's Spidey sense? I probably shouldn't be on my movies this much. Harry dies. So what I was trying to achieve, pretentious filmmaker over here, Norman lost sight of the real mission that he had, which was to save Harry, and then he basically caused his son's death. So Pete's like, obviously incredible acting by Jim Sid, and then we have this cool like motion shot that leads to the mask. Transitions to the next day. That's where a lot of changes come also. So in the original chapter 1 cut, Pete has a narration and reveals that Aunt May died too. And in the One More Day cut, he doesn't say anything, it just has some sad piano music. And then Pete recreates the Amazing Spider-Man issue 50 iconic scene where he dumps his suit in the bin and quits being Spider-Man. I wanted my version of Spider-Man to have a dark ending. I watched this video about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and how he always loses after becoming Spider-Man. And I wanted Peter Parker to progressively lose in my movie series, and at the end he would win big with MJ and a happy family. Like he finally finds happiness. Looking back, I really enjoyed that movie, even though it has so many flaws. There's a lot of edgy decisions. There's a lot of cheesiness. It was not the best first start, and it's also not the worst. It's a fun little short film with a lot of mistakes that I have learned from over the years, and I'm sure we'll see that as we continue with the series.